Hello, today I read Numbers chapter 35. In 34 it was about the boundaries of Canaan, the border of the promised land, the borders, and the men who were to assign the land. From each tribe it was sent one man, and plus Eleazar the priest and Joshua the son of the Nun, Eleazar son of Aaron the priest, and Joshua son of Nun, the leader, their leader, because he will become the next the predecessor or the successor of Moses. Okay, let's see what's happening in chapter 35. On the plains of Moab by the Jordan across from Jericho, the Lord said to Moses, "Command the Israelites to give the Levites towns to live in from the inheritance the Israelites will possess." I need a new paper, I think. This is full. Yeah, here. And give them pasture lands around the towns. Then they will have towns to live in and the pasture lands for their cattle, flocks, and all their other livestock. The pasture lands around the towns that you would give the Levites will extend out 1,500 feet. From the town wall. Outside the town, so each town they had, it was like a city, like it was with a wall. Outside the town, measure 3,000 feet. On the east side, 3,000 feet on the south side, 3,000 on the west, and 3,000 on the north, with the town in the center. They will have this area as pasture land for the towns. Six of the towns you give the Levites will be cities of refuge. To which a person who has killed someone may flee. In addition, give them 42 other towns. What? I mean, if the criminals should leave. We will see the law about that. He was killed by accident. Maybe they had no cars in that days, but they had other. If something happened, and if it will explain the Bible, and if it was that case and you didn't have any intention to kill, maybe you were friends or something like that, and you had no intention to kill, or to punch him or to beat him, or it was not by anger or by or it just happened, and yeah, those cases they were protected by the law. to live like in a prison, but in some towns, in 6 towns, uh, but just to live there. If they would leave the town, and the family of anyone could kill him. I mean, the people who were angry about them, who wanted to take revenge, they had this freedom to revenge themselves if those men were not, those people were not living in that town for the rest of their lives, or if the high priest will die, everyone should be free, or something like that. We will see maybe in the next chapter. Okay. In addition, give them 42 other towns. In all, you must give the Levites 48 towns, together with their pasture lands. The towns you give the Levites from the land the Israelites possess are to be given in proportion to the inheritance of each tribe. Take many towns from a tribe that has many, but few from one that has few. Then the Lord said to Moses, "Speak to the Israelites and say to them, when you cross the Jordan into Canaan, select some towns to be your cities of refuge, to which a person who has killed someone accidentally may flee. There will be places of refuge from the avenger, so that the person accused of murder may not die before he stands trial before the assembly. These 6 towns you give will be your cities of refuge. Give 3 on this side of the Jordan, and 3 in Canaan as cities of refuge. These 6 towns will be a place of refuge for the Israelites." So those 2.5 tribes before the Jordan, there were so many that they needed 3 towns, like in the Canaan, half of them. It was very interesting. Give 3 on this side of the Jordan and 3 in Canaan as cities of refuge. These 6 towns will be a place of refuge for Israelites, aliens, and any other people living among them, so that anyone who has killed another accidentally can flee there. It was very weird. No, it was not just you, if you were in that case. All the town is like, it was like criminal town, like a prison, and very interesting. Like bandits, but they were not bandits. It was very weird because the Levites were there to help them. I think. Not I think. Yeah, they were, because it was Levite towns, and they were like priests there, or monks, to help the people to turn to God or something like that, I think. Or I mean, no, they had no guilt, but I mean, not guilt. It was accidentally. They had guilt, but accidentally. But still, they were protected there, and yeah, the Levites were leading the town, those towns. If a man strikes someone with an iron object so that he dies, he is a murderer. The murderer shall be put to death. Or if anyone has a stone in his hand that could kill, and he strikes someone so that he dies, he is a murderer. The murderer shall be put to death. Or if anyone has a wooden object in his hand that could kill, and he hits someone so that he dies, he is a murderer. the murderer shall be put to death. The avenger of blood shall put the murderer to death. When he meets him, he shall put him to death. If anyone meet with malice, what is that? I don't know. Shoves another or throws something at him intentionally so that he dies, or if in hostility he hits him with his fist so that he dies, that person shall be put to death. He is a murderer. The avenger of blood shall put the murderer to death when he meets him. Whoa, so the murderer, it was not the court, the police, or some military force. It was the avenger shall put the murderer to death. Interesting. But if without hostility someone suddenly shoves another or throws something at him unintentionally, or without seeing him drops a stone on him that could kill him, and he dies, then since he was not his enemy and he did not intend to harm him, the assembly must judge between him and the avenger of blood according to these regulations. The assembly must protect the one accused of murder from the avenger of blood and send him back to the city of refuge to which he fled. He must stay there until the death of the high priest, who was anointed with the holy oil. But if the accused ever goes outside the limits of the city of refuge to which he has fled, and the avenger of blood finds him outside the city, the avenger of blood may kill the accused without being guilty of murder. Wow. The accused must stay in his city of refuge until the death of the high priest. Only after the death of the high priest may he return to his own property. Interesting. He was related with the high priest life. These are to be legal requirements for you throughout the generations to come, wherever you live. It was very, very scary. I mean, the avenger should kill, could kill without being guilty, without having guilt, without being guilty of murder. They had that power, and it was very scary. Not the police, not the military, not the force, the court, but the avenger himself. Is it okay or not? I think it's not so okay. That kind of laws. These are to be legal, and it was very weird. Yeah, these are to be legal requirements for you throughout the generations to come, wherever you live. Anyone who kills a person is to be put to death as a murderer only on the testimony of witnesses. But no one is to be put to death on the testimony of only one witness. One witness have no power to, maybe he is lying. One person, you cannot rely on just one person testimony. You should have 2 or 3. Let's see. Do not accept a ransom for the life of a murderer who deserves to die. He must surely be put to death. Do not accept a ransom for anyone who has fled to a city of refuge, and so allow him to go back and live on his own land before the death of the high priest. So no exception of the rules. not pollute the land where you are. Bloodshed pollutes the land, and atonement cannot be made for the land on which blood has been shed, except by the blood of the one who shed it. Wow. When when Cain killed Abel, it says there that even the land was like the land is a living person, and the land he was I don't remember clearly, but it was something like that. The land was against Cain, and wanted to kill him by revenge of the innocent blood shed. There are some weird things in this life, that in this world, that we don't understand yet, even if we have technology and history in our back. There are still so many things unknown, and that could be discovered. Do not defile the land where you live and where I dwell, for I, the Lord, dwell among the Israelites. Okay, that was the chapter. These were the rules back then, and it was a bit scary. Okay, may the God bless me, protect me, and delight me in the next chapter too. And it's very nice to discover the God's will and light from the Bible. God bless you all, and may the God bless me, protect me, and delight me in the next chapter too. And if you want to listen there too, it's like a verse. God bless you all, and goodbye.